Oh wow, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
Whoa, 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 whoa,
children
whoa,
of
whoa,
all
whoa,
ages.
whoa, whoa. Look what the cat drug in. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, wait, let me do this. Let me do this correctly. Let me make sure this is done correctly tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, allow me to present to you the prodigal son who has returned to us after weeks of hiatus. The one and only.
Keep my G.
Man, the big guy. Mr. KG. What's going on, man? What's going on? What's going on with you, man?
Man, was that Steve Harvey? Steve Harvey just bring you in? Show your love.
Life is going on, but you know, every day's a new day, a new challenge. Thank you for the warm reception. Feels good to be back. I'm not gonna say I'm back 100%. I'm not back 100. Not back full time. I mean, just wanted to come in and grace the airwaves and see if I still had it, see if I could still do it.
He's not medical cleared, ladies and gentlemen. He's just testing the waters tonight. You know, being that it's Wrestlemania weekend, you know he had to make at least an appearance for tonight, especially since we didn't do a show last week. You know, he had to show up. You know, he got to make an appearance at some point.
So since you're not medically cleared, doesn't that make this an unsanctioned show?
Well, perhaps, but not quite. But
no, this is one of those lights out matches.
We're going off tonight.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Special guest.
Is that Rod?
Of course it is.
What up?
Happy Wrestlemania.
Bitches.
I like that motherfucker.
Don't say he liked it. I like that motherfucker.
Perry checking in. Where you been, man? Perry, I've been on hiatus. Taking some mental health days from the office for a little bit, get myself together. Just life, man.
Tell them the truth.
Life.
Stop lying to the people. Stop lying to the people. Your ass was out there.
Yeah, come on. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and tell the truth.
Doing that fishing shit, trying to get some extra cash. Like, yo, you can make some quick money if you go out there to Alaska and be on a boat, and you out there trying to do some shit that you know you shouldn't be out there doing. Like, god dang, like, there's only one chocolate person on the boat, and it ain't the fish. Out there trying to catch some goddamn tunas and shit. You learn the hard way, huh?
No, that's not what he's doing. That's not what he's doing. We know what he was doing, man. He took over your Chitlin circuit tour from when you went and did all those male strip clubs back in the day, and he been out promoting his OnlyFans foot fetish page.
God damn it! That's why all I've been getting is nickels instead of quarters. This motherfucker over here taking my money. Hey man, I need my reparations.
If only it were that easy. And Perry, most definitely, I'll hit you up, brother. I will. Sam said he's here for the Friday show. Cue Walk Up Music Samurai by Lupe Fiasco.
Oh, we got that? Can we do that?
Jesse said, can't wait for tomorrow WrestleMania. Let's get ready to rumble. Yes.
Yeah.
It's only certain times that you have holidays. It's the Super Bowl. March Madness is a holiday for a whole month. WrestleMania season. Even though WrestleMania is 2 days, this is a holiday weekend in more ways than one. Of course, today is Good Friday. Sunday is Easter. Easter Monday is on Monday. So you know you got a lot. We got a lot going on. But 'tis the season. Jesse said, "Can we miss you, dude? You might need to give us a hug. Need us to give you a hug. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hugs for
LA
everybody. Hugs, not drugs."
cry.
Perry said Joey Janela's spring break is starting. That's a pay-per-view?
Yeah, that's one of the shows for the GCW Collective.
Okay. They
You know,
do go head to head with
they had Bloodsport last night, and you know, I don't know if anybody saw Natty Neidhart.
Yep.
And her entrance and
Mm-hmm.
and her getting into it with the NWA Women's World Champion in the crowd. I haven't had a chance to see it yet, but I'm really interested in looking at it because there was a lot of interesting matches on that Bloodsport card.
Yeah, hardcore Natty, she can get it. I'm just saying, she can get it. She tapped into her old dungeon days trying to put that work in. He's like, you go, Natty. I'm proud of you. Now, why the fuck can't you do that on the main roster? For real.
Because she got to put everybody over.
Way over. Like, God damn.
Perry said Bloodsport was incredible.
I can imagine it was because that. I mean, you had so many people from people from so many different organizations that were involved in that. I mean, you had WWE, AEW, GCW, NWA was involved. I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy.
I agree.
So I'm looking forward to seeing a replay of it whenever it comes available.
That shouldn't Sting be able to induct Lex Luger if you had all them people in one promotion? Almost a Worlds Collide KG. Almost.
I mean,
I would like it.
Yeah, I mean, I still haven't.
I'm gonna have to send him a text message. Like, ain't you a grown ass man? For real.
Yeah, I still haven't figured out why he's not going to be around for that. No, because now they're saying that Tony Khan had nothing to do with it.
Of course he did. Little kid sitting in the corner, whining and crying and shit. I got a contract. You can't do nothing. Fuck that contract.
No, they say it's been released now. Well, at least it was Dave Meltzer. Dave Meltzer said that Tony Khan was never approached.
Whatever. You don't have to be approached. It's all over the internet. Super Twitter kid Tony Khan didn't see any tweets, any messages about what's going on with Sting and Lex Luger. He didn't see nothing. Come on now. Dave trying to spin that mess. Don't pay no attention, Uncle Dave.
I don't believe anything Dave Meltzer says, so.
Unfortunately, he's been doing something right to be a rapper.
Have to see what happens. We just have to see what happens tonight.
You mean tomorrow morning?
Perry said, "It's
whatever
called
you want to
Booking
call
Down."
In a few hours.
Jesse said, "Did WWE buy out another wrestling company?"
There was rumor about
your
TNA.
audio kind of low there.
My audio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. That dead spot.
Yeah, folks. He's on special assignment tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He heard about KG taking over his Chitlin circuit tour, and he trying to get back out there. You know, try to take his bookings back.
Hell yeah! I got my nuts smacking people in the face in 4 or 5 counties. I'm putting that work in.
I ain't got nothing to say.
Yeah. See, you had to take it. You had to take it there. You had to take it.
I thought this was an unsanctioned show.
Well, it's sanctioned because we'll get to it in a second, but we got titles on the line.
Okay.
Perry said Zack Sabre Jr. versus Jonathan Gresham was the match of the show.
And I can believe that without even watching it.
Yeah.
Sam all checking in, no notification this time, but I'm here. Unexpected show. I don't know what's going on with that no notification stuff, because I spent the last couple of weeks not knowing when shows were starting because I didn't get a notification. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to talk to somebody at YouTube about that because I don't know what's going on. Thank you, Sam. I'm dipping the toe right now. Can't say I'm fully back. I'm just dipping the toe. Trying to see how it feels. Just trying it on for size for a second.
Yeah, Sam. What's up
Sam
with
also,
you, man? Yeah. We doing something a little different tonight since we missed last week. You know, we had to get at least one. You had to get something in before WrestleMania started. So
yeah, because as per tradition, for those that are just joining us and don't know, Don normally has us working 7 days a week right up to WrestleMania, and no sleep, no nothing. This is probably like only the second year in a row that this has happened, but good grief.
Life. Started lifing. But next year, we're going to turn it up. I ain't got time for this. I feel naked. It's weird. I need my week's worth of Wrestlemaniacs. Take over the whole podcast network.
He's supposed to be in Vegas, but whatever.
Well, yeah.
No, that's KG boy. That's KG boy right there.
Oh, Sam said Lowe's. I'm gonna go ahead and glean past that because I meant to say something to y'all about that the other day. But Lowe's bought Home Depot in other news. Perry said no, Jesse, just more open to work with other companies finally. Yeah, they opening that forbidden door that Vince didn't want to do. Sam said there's a wrestling meetup event in Indianapolis soon with a dope lineup. Kurt Angle, all of them. Look it up and make it the trip if you can.
Okay.
Sam said KG needs to walk on a hot sidewalk after the rain. Man, you trying to have me feeling good. Jesse said so they're gonna bring in wrestlers from TNA to WWE. They already started.
Yeah, they
Jordan
started
Gray,
that. Yeah.
TNA. You know, she came over when Naomi came back. What was that, Royal Rumble last year?
Yeah. Speaking of Naomi, did y'all see her promo at Wrestlemania?
When she called out Jade?
Yeah, Naomi is kicking into that gear. She's broken through the glass window, pun intended, thanks to Jade. This is her time. And, you know, as long as she continues to harness it, she's in the next stratosphere. She has the potential, truthfully, to surpass Bianca and Jade as the most popular African-American female in the WWE, in my opinion. Because her promos online and, you know, when she's allowed to go off book, killing it. It's like, man.
Sam said, who's that in the third box? That's the People's Choice Don Rodriguez.
I know, Sam. It's rough out these streets.
Perry said, I'm trying to be in New Orleans next year. We start saving now, we can get a nosebleed seat.
We start saving now, we could be outside. We can afford
that. Yeah, because I watched that. Did y'all watch that? What was it? The making of the spectacle that they did on Netflix about WrestleMania 9. You need to watch that, man. That was a pretty good watch. You know, it was the first time they did behind the scenes video for like that, and they did it for WrestleMania 9, and it had never been released. None of the footage has ever been released, and they just and it was a whole bunch of videos that they had behind the scenes of them setting everything up, and you know, all kind of stuff. The guy that put together the blueprint or the layout for the seating for WrestleMania 9, because if y'all remember, WrestleMania 9 was done in the parking lot of Caesar's Palace.
Yep.
So the guy that put together the seating arrangement, the way the seating was supposed to be set up, showed his layout on his blueprint. You know, the most expensive seat at WrestleMania 9 was $250.
Woo,
What a time to be alive.
Ringside.
woo. Those are the good old days.
The least expensive seat, the least expensive seat at WrestleMania 9 was $25.
Wow.
Oh.
Did if I'm not mistaken, they used to show WrestleManias on closed circuit TVs around the country.
Right.
Yeah, they got that from they got that from the same place and the same people that gave them the money to put together the first WrestleMania. That's Jim Crockett Promotions.
Well, I'm
Sound
gonna
salty
go
about
And
ahead.
Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, the reason why there is a WrestleMania.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop you there, Sumo, because that was being done through Madison Square Garden back in the 50s. And the first event that was televised like that on a quote unquote closed circuit TV around the country, it was a fight between Sugar Ray Robinson, I think Jake LaMotta. And they put it on closed circuit TV in arenas around the country and made
Yeah,
even more money off of it.
but in wrestling,
Okay, wrestling, yes.
the first closed circuit was Starcade.
Right.
83. WWE didn't start doing it until after Starcade 83.
Because I remember my mom, she went to see WrestleMania 3, and for years I thought she was actually there. No, they had the closed circuit pay-per-view where they had they had a table set up with merchandise, the program, everything from WrestleMania 3 at Cole Fieldhouse.
Because remember, Starcade 82, it actually was Starcade 82, the very first one, the Flair for the Gold. And then 83 was when they went to 3 different cities. They were in Los Angeles, Chicago, and in Greensboro.
Yeah, that was.
And they did closed circuit. And they did closed circuit in all of those 3 venues to show the other matches from the other cities.
That idea would work in today's climate because it could be a lot more seamless. I get it was groundbreaking back then, but now they can technically do stuff like that. It would make sense. If
I
they
wish
wanted
they
to
actually
do 3 things happening globally. Go ahead, KG, I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say I wish they actually did something like that now, where you could actually get the experience. Because I know they do that with certain sporting events where like some schools will, if the team's on the road for a big game, they'll have the stadium open and they'll be showing the game on the big screen, something like that. So I just wish they did that more often.
I'd like them to take it up a notch if they really want to do something to piss off AEW. When AEW's at Arthur Ashe Stadium, they need to do WWE. That is, they need to do something in Times Square right around the same time, like just almost like the ball dropped in New Year's. Take over Times Square, shut it down, and then big screens, having using the screens from the stores all around Times Square, all that, and just take over Times Square and have a pay-per-view right there.
They are doing something like that, really, aren't they? I mean, what's that pay-per-view that's coming up that they made AEW move to 3 o'clock?
No, just a Saturday night's main event.
That was Saturday night's main event?
Yeah, it was just a Saturday night's main event. That's it. Nothing special other than the special. But
AEW pay-per-view that was going to be on the same time as a WWE pay-per-view. And
Saturday
AEW
night.
moved theirs from 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock. That's coming up.
Yeah. Let's Saturday night's main event.
Okay.
Well, let me get to a couple of comments real quick. Perry said they have a 3-year deal with TNA. Sam says, "What up, Don?"
What up, Sam?
Raj checking in said, "I need Lash to get a push. I've been waiting on that for quite some time." Perry said, "I'll be at the Collective and maybe the NXT show, not doing the main show." Sam said, "Don sounds like he's on a plane to Vegas right now." Yeah, it's a twin-engine Cessna. And
Y'all
Jesse
make
said, "I gotta."
Y'all make sure you feed them gerbils that's running them rudders.
Jesse said, "I got a gut feeling that Jade is going to take out Naomi and Bianca because I believe they both align. Jade going to get it straight one way or another. We'll get to that in a minute." And Wale Mania is what Perry said. I forgot about Wale Mania. Jesse said,
I
"Charlotte
talked about
Flair."
that.
I forgot about it. You know what? It's certain things that
I know it's
feel
been
out
a
of the
week,
loop.
to say the least.
I feel out of the
It's
loop.
been a week. I've been catching up on a lot of stuff late night. Just recapping because I missed a lot.
Jesse said Charlotte Flair needs to go away. Show the new ladies locker room can shine and have a chance also. Charlotte Flair is title blocking. I mean, Charlotte comes back and Perry said wrestling's first closed circuit was actually Ali versus Inoki in '75.
Okay.
Raj said, "I saw
Okay.
WrestleMania at Cap Center." It might, you know what, Raj? It might have been Cap Center, not Coldfield House. I think that's where it was. It might have been Cap Center. I would have to call my mom and see if she remember. But she kept the program from that for years because after that, I already was a Tito Santana fan, but I became a really, really big Tito Santana fan after that because he was in the
Not
program.
Chico.
Yeah, man, he was in the program, and the way he had this pose, and I did the pose. I was like, "Hey, my arms look big when I do this. I'm big like Tito Santana." I was skinny as all outdoors, man. But I love me some Tito Santana because of that.
Yep.
Perry said that was Starcade '86, Greensboro, and Atlanta. Perry said, "So nobody else can eat undone." And Jesse said, "Too much going on in New York right now." But let's get to the reason for the season because we got picks to make.
Oh, not the hose.
Tomorrow night, WrestleMania 41. That's night 1, 7 p.m. Pre-show starts at 5. I'm sorry, it starts at 4.
Yeah, don't forget NXT is at 12 o'clock.
NXT and the WWE Hall of Fame is tonight or tomorrow morning at 1 a.m. on Peacock and Netflix. So I'm using CBS right now for WWE. This is the night 1 card. So we're gonna go down, we're gonna make our picks like we normally do. First up, triple threat match: CM Punk versus Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Sumo.
John Cena.
Not yet.
No, not
Sumo,
yet.
you take it first.
Okay, so you said Punk, Reigns, and Rollins.
Yep.
I'm going Rollins.
All right. People's choice.
I'm hoping the rumors are correct. I'm going Rollins and Paul Heyman.
I'm gonna go ahead and buck the trend because I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm gonna go Punk.
Okay.
Just because I ain't got nothing to lose and I want to start controversy. Now we got 4 titles being defended on night 1. Jesse said Roman Reigns. Perry said Rollins, Heyman turns. We gonna see. 4 titles defended on night 1. 4 titles defended on night 2. So you got titles on titles. I think they should have made night 2 just all titles, but I digress.
Yeah, because it's a damn shame that they don't have the Street Profits.
Yep.
On that card, especially after the way they treated them tonight.
What happened tonight? Obviously I'm not looking at it. What happened?
Well, okay, folks. Spoiler alert. You want to turn your volume down in 3, 2, 1. Street Profits had a title defense tonight on Smackdown against the Motor City Machine Guns. DIY came in during the match, disqualification, ended the match, stole the titles. Then when they get on the next segment, they go backstage. Nick Aldis takes the titles back from DIY and says he's tired of this stuff, and so they're gonna have a 3-way match for the tag titles next week on SmackDown. In a TLC match. It's a damn shame how they treating them boys, man. It's a shame.
Why would you not have a TLC match at WrestleMania? None of it makes sense. Or the Raw after WrestleMania. I'd give them that.
But yet again, they never handle business the way you're supposed to, because you after a pay-per-view, it don't matter if it's WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Fastlane, whatever pay-per-view it is, that Monday after Raw, you have to take that same energy and put on a great show and really, really give it to the people. That should be something that happens right after. And I don't like it. I don't like it. So I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking, but let's just know it ain't right. So next up, Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. People's Choice Don Rodriguez, you got first pick.
I'm going with the white man.
Rey Mysterio?
El Grande Americano. We know what Chad did.
Sumo?
Could be. Technically,
yeah, they're gonna give it to El Grande.
As much as the lines go around.
You know what?
Like, that was supposed to be me in that outfit.
I gotta agree. Let me go ahead and change that. I gotta agree across the board.
Yeah, they're gonna give that one to El Grande.
Perry says, "Say it, KG." Okay, I'll say it. The way they treating the Street Profits, they treating them like they piss boys. Like they not one of the most exciting tag teams in wrestling across any promotion. And they have been treating them like piss boys. They've been, for lack of a better term, they've been treating them like niggas. And I don't like it.
Snap. I thought this was a censor show. I mean,
truth is truth. I don't like it. Come on now. How many other tag teams has that ever been done to? It seemed like whenever the Street Profits are either in position to get a tag title shot or they got the titles, their run is never long enough. Or their run is tainted somehow. How do you come in, get a disqualification, steal the tag belts, and you automatically get a title shot? That don't make sense. And as a champion,
same way Rhea Ripley could come in, lose her title, just sign her name on a contract that she's not on, and get a title shot in a 3-way.
Now, that's a little bit more believable than this bullshit, Because what was that? When China signed her name on, she signed her name on the open invitation for the Intercontinental Championship. And who was that? Was it Jericho that went to go get a pin? And she wound up having a pin stuck down in her bra, and she signed her name on it for the open chat. That's a little bit more believable than this bullshit. But it seems like it always happens to the Street Profits. I don't like it. First, you talk about splitting them up, then you talking about, well, we're gonna make Montez go heel. You had this whole storyline with him passing out in the middle of the matches, never did nothing with that. It's like they're the experimental tag team. I don't like it, man.
I say white privilege.
That too. Perry said that three-way happening is BS. Just do Rhea versus Bianca. But no. Perry said thank you. Go back up. A couple of picks real quick. Raj said Punk in the first match we talked about. Thank you, Raj. At least somebody got my back. Jesse said Tiffany keeps her title. We'll get to that, Jesse. He also said Street Pop is going to lose those titles. Mark my words. Of course, it's made up to lose the titles. Sam said had to scroll back to the start to hear that hype intro. Wrestlemaniacs are known for. Heard KG was sailing the Pacific Ocean near Alaska. Welcome back to the mothership. I'll be back on my boat soon.
No, you're about
Perry,
to go road trucking next.
Perry said no tag title match on WrestleMania is a crime. It is. Jesse said I'm going with the white man also. And that's what I was saying about.
You don't want to see. You already got a black tag team on the WrestleMania card, so you know they don't want to put too many on there. You know, you got the New Day going against Reward Raiders for the tag titles, so you know you don't want to confuse nobody.
Because you know we all look alike,
right?
Next up, a match that I'm actually interested in: Jade Cargill versus Naomi. I'm gonna throw this to Sumo. You go first.
You got to give this one to Jade, I think. Give Naomi another reason to be mad, and you know, keep this gimmick going.
People's choice.
I'm the opposite. I think you got to give it to Naomi to give Jade something to do, because the only natural selection for Jade after that is Bianca. But Bianca got her own trouble trying to worry about this championship, and hopefully she wins. But I would like for it to be Naomi with some assistance via DQ. Hopefully we see the Tonga twins, something like that. Maybe Jada Parker, who knows? But somebody needs to come and help her out just to get the extra heat on her. Because these promos are fire. She's putting in the work. If they pull it, you might as well just call it a Street Profit. They made it a Street Profit. And they just screw her over, and even though it's black on black crime, but I think it'd be a disservice.
Well, I say Jade because you got to build Jade up to show that dominance. And we've seen Naomi in this spot, and every time we think she's gonna take it, Naomi's the black Natty, and Natty's the white Naomi.
Yep.
It's just what happens.
Only one of them can dance.
Sam said, I say full management. That's true. Perry said Naomi and use that to finally turn on Bianca. I thought that was coming tonight. Jesse said that match with Jade and Naomi, I got a gut feeling that Bianca going to interfere and take out Jade. Like I said, it's all a setup to attack Jade from the jump. But see, I don't like that. I don't like that we had Black Girl Magic and we didn't even really get to really run with Black Girl Magic like that. We got this, and we didn't get to run with it. We were supposed to run with this. This is supposed to be it right here. They were supposed to be dominant. I'm talking Freebird dominant, where they holding on the tag titles and everything. This is what we were supposed to have, and we didn't get it. I feel cheated.
Championship.
Perry said Jade is miscast as a face.
Exactly.
I think you're right about that.
Yep. Agreed.
All right. Now let's jump into these four title matches. First up, World Tag Team Championship, War Raiders versus the New Day. War Raiders are the reigning champions versus the New Day. People's Choice, Don Rodriguez, you go first.
I'm going New Day.
Sumo?
Yeah, I think New Day is going to take it.
So basically what you're saying is Street Profits is going to lose next week. So you can't have two black tag team champions. So that's why New Day is going to win so the Street Profits can lose. Okay. Yep. I'll go with New Day too. I'll roll with everybody on that one. All right. Next up, the United States Championship, Mr. L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Thank you. Versus Jacob Fatu. Sumo.
I'm going Jacob.
People's Choice.
Yeah. I'm going Fatu.
I'm going to be on the opposite side, and I'm going to say L.A. Knight. Yeah.
No.
Couple of comments.
Come on, man. It's all gas, no brakes, man. Come on now. You know what I mean?
Couple of comments real quick. It's supposed to be Jade, Naomi, and Bianca working together to take over the locker room. It's supposed to be. I agree with that 1,000%, Jesse. I do. Jesse also said the War Raiders going to take it. Perry said War Raiders not enough face teams on Monday. I give you that. Perry also said Jacob in the wash. Man. Jesse even said 5-2 winning, so I'm out on the limb. I'm Tina Marie on this, and I'm out on the limb by myself.
Yep.
Next up is the WWE Women's Championship. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair.
Okay.
People's Choice, Don Rodriguez. Take it away.
This shit. Fuck. That's how I feel about it. Fuck. So, goddamn Tiffany Stratton.
What?
Ain't that some shit?
What?
I know, right?
No. You have been Charlotte's cheerleader for the past few weeks. And now you talking about Tiffany?
Because last week on the mic, at that very moment, Charlotte realized she fucked up. That's exactly what happened. And now they're going to put the shit on Tiffany and try to stretch it so that way Charlotte chasing again. And it's probably going to be a goddamn schoolboy roll-up. They're going to MJF Charlotte with the schoolboy roll-up or some alligator shit or whatever.
Wow.
Man.
I know. I'm mad about that shit.
Wow.
I know.
Sumo?
Right?
He's taking my pick, Tiffany. Tiffany since the beginning. And all of a sudden he want to switch up.
God damn it.
Perry said all Jacob is missing is that Newport.
Yeah.
He said Stratton with the roll up to keep it going.
What I tell you?
Damn it, Don.
Schoolboy.
I'm going the other way. I'm going Charlotte.
What? Come on, man.
I
We know
see.
who it's gonna be. Don't do that.
Look, he's just trying to hedge his bets. We know what he's doing.
Gaslight. You know who you should be picking. You've been talking Tiffany the whole
These
time.
picks he's making, he don't really want to make those picks. He just wants to go against the grain to try to hedge his bets. It's all
We're
good,
Midnight
though.
Rider.
I know what he's doing.
I need Midnight Rider in the comments talking about I told you so, Don. See? Some bullshit.
Sam says, damn, Don sounded madder than me when the neighborhood kids playing soccer leave all the garbage cans blocking the alley and I got to get out and move them out the way.
Them motherfuckers.
And last but not least, on night one, World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther, who's a champion, versus Jey Uso. Nubian Sumo. People's choice.
I'm just gonna put it like this: if Gunther wins, they may kill him before he walk out.
He turns heel.
It's gotta be Uso. If they fuck over Uso, I'm telling you, that shit, they're gonna go nuts. He ain't gonna make it out. They're gonna find him in the street.
And that's the first match of the night.
Yep.
Wow.
Kaiser may get it by proxy. They may whoop his ass, and he ain't even part of the match. Shoot, I may have to throw my own son out the window because this boy, if he gonna start crying again, I'm like, if you don't man the fuck up, but no, can't do it, man. Don't. We need something. God damn it.
So what's your pick? You taking Jey?
Oh, G all day. It's gotta be. So you go ahead and pick Gunther, so that way we can yell at you.
No, I'm picking Jey in this one. Perry says Gunther, they better not mess up this potential historic run. You mean kind of sort of like they messed up the Intercontinental run?
Perry, come on, man.
You gonna get that man killed.
And Jesse said, I got a feeling Jey finally gets his big title. I'm hoping. But before we go on to night two, sit back, grab a snack, come on back. Let's take commercial. Yeah, commercial.
Damn, who the hell are we paying? We gotta pay people for that.
Just getting some stuff done.
Smack
Don
somebody.
sound like all true.
He had to warm
He's
up his
not in
hot
the match.
pocket, man. He had to go get his hot pocket.
All right, night two. This is I think that first and foremost, the Randy Orton's Open Challenge. I guess we wouldn't put that down as a pick, but
Why not?
I mean,
well, we can pick who we think is going to be.
Well,
okay.
There's a heavy rumor out there.
Because there are a lot of rumors out there as to who it could be.
He's got his own day of the week.
Okay, hit me off. Who's the pick? I start with the Sumo.
Well, up until about maybe 30 minutes ago, I thought it was going to be Malachi Black, but they've announced they put on their promo that he's going to come. He ain't going to show up until the 25th. So my guess is Nick Aldis.
Okay.
Because whoever's going to be, Randy's going to beat him. You can't bring in somebody. You can't bring in somebody new or somebody off the street or something from somewhere else and have them lose to Randy Orton. So with Nick Aldis, it doesn't matter whether it doesn't matter. He's going to lose that anyway. So I say it's Nick Aldis.
I was thinking Nick Aldis, But then I was reading a couple articles and stuff saying that there's a fast track candidate that they're trying to get back in, and it could be Rusev. So with that, I would be cool with that because that'll be Aldis's emissary to get back at Randy Orton, and then they could cook this Aldis versus Randy thing and make it something bigger to give it proper time to fester and not just be a quick squash match for Nick Aldis. I think he deserves more of a competitive angle. So I'm hoping it's Rusev.
All right.
Randy's still gonna win though, because you went to AEW, so you won't catch this RKO. But welcome back.
I don't know. I think I'm more further back. I'm thinking legendary because if you remember that famous run that Randy Orton had as the Legend Killer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe it's Hogan and Hogan gets the shit beat out of him, but one can
Hogan
only
can't
hope.
even walk to the ring.
One can only hope.
Well, for the first time in a while, KD said he wants to see Hogan.
Well, I want Randy Orton to beat the shit out of him and call him a piece of shit. But that's just me. I want to do something different. I don't want to say Rusev because even Perry says Rusev. I'm so out of it. Let's just for shits and giggles. Let's say it's Stone Cold. Just for shits and giggles.
Well, if you sit a little bit more to make Jim Ross a special guest commentator.
Jesse said Aleister Black versus Randy. Well, that's been dispelled.
Roger's saying Triple H.
I would actually like to see that.
I wish.
With that heart situation, I don't know if that's going to happen.
I wish.
Next
Kevin
up,
Owens just got off the surgical table with his neck.
Yeah, he ain't coming. He not coming back.
We're gonna see.
He's out for a little
Kevin
bit.
Owens again until almost 27.
Well, no, he was there this weekend signing autographs.
Yeah, he was there this weekend signing autographs, but that don't mean he's
he ain't wrestling, but I mean, it's good to see that he was, able to be there in some capacity considering he just had the surgery. That's pretty damn good.
And since we're talking about comebacks, let's talk. I don't know if anybody saw it last night, but TNA had Unbreakable last night, their Unbreakable pay-per-view that was in Las Vegas, and Chris Bay made an appearance.
Yeah, I just seen that.
Mm-hmm. Walking on his own 2 feet, and cut a nice long promo. So yeah, he's doing real well. So it was good to see. It was good to see him make an appearance last night. So I was glad to see that.
Agreed.
Feel good story there. Next up, Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest, Sin City Street Fight.
Drew.
People's choice.
Sorry, going back. Drew. Not that I don't really care about either one of them.
This might be your bathroom match. This might be one of your bathroom matches.
They're gonna hit the shit out of each other though. Sheamus will be proud.
I'm gonna go Damian on this.
Is there any build up for this match? I don't think.
So there's been build up. I mean, they Damian Priest jumped Drew McIntyre during the kickoff earlier today.
Oh, really?
Can let me ask y'all a question. Tell me if you noticed this over the last couple of years. Now we've been in the pandemic since 20, and we've been doing pay-per-views 2 days and stuff like that, and everything's off. But have you noticed that WrestleMania the last 5 years, day 2 never is as good as night 1?
Yep.
When I noticed it. I want to say that was WrestleMania in 2020. What was that? That was 36. Undertaker's last match, Boneyard match.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Boneyard Brawl, and that was like epic. It was beautiful. It was poetic, even though it was a cinematic match. And then the next night, it was just like, what happened?
Yep.
What's funny is you say something like that because I saw a post today, and I forget who put it out, but it said ever since the pandemic, every city that has hosted, and you can use this on some of the other shows, KG. Every city that has hosted a WrestleMania has made it to the playoffs in the NFL.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Hey, that's good for Vegas.
It's damn good for Vegas, right? You think?
The Raiders ain't gonna make the playoffs. Shit.
I'm going with McIntyre on this one. But hey, if Vegas can make the playoffs, that's damn good show for the good for them because they need it. They ailing.
This was best for business.
And
Well,
I know.
might be, since they announced it, that might be the jinx.
Oh Lord!
since they put it up, since they said that might be the jinx.
Like when a kicker hasn't missed a kick in 21 kicks, and then they say, yeah, he hasn't missed one. He missed that one.
Nope,
Yeah.
missed that one.
Like, you can say that shit, just don't say it when Justin Tucker is kicking. He's been the most accurate he's never, motherfucker. Come on now.
Yeah.
3 times.
And it's never a slight miss. It's always a wild miss all the way to the right, all the way to the left. So, Perry said, happy to see Sidney Akeem on that show.
Yeah. He went up. They had Moose had an open challenge for the X Division title, and he answered the challenge. Formerly Reggie in WWE.
Yep.
They had a pretty good 20 minutes.
Perry said Drew needs it actually.
Exactly.
Jesse said Drew for me. Dennis said, nah, you tripping. Cam said love Drew McIntyre. Dennis said, you crazy as hell for that one. No, it wasn't. I need you to. I'm crazy as hell for which one, and no, it wasn't what. I need you a little bit explanation there, please, Dennis.
Yeah, y'all having a conversation amongst yourselves in here. Come on, pronouns, pal.
Perry said, KG, look up Bozilla. She wrestling Megan Bain right now on JJSB9. Joey Janela's Spring Break 9. Let me
Bozilla. Bozilla's there. Oh my goodness. Okay. For those that don't know who Bozilla is, Megan Bain she came from Stardom. There's another girl that's in Stardom that goes by Bozilla, who is pretty much another version of Megan Bain. She's another big girl. She actually was under the tutelage of Julia. It was her and Julia were like in the same, if I'm not mistaken, they were in the same faction within Stardom. And they were saying she was going to be the next big thing, pretty much, once Julia left. So she's young. I think she's like maybe 20, 21, 22. But yeah, man, she's a beast. And if she's wrestling, oh man, she's over here wrestling this weekend. That's serious. Y'all need to be looking out for that name, Bozilla. She's nice.
She huge, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this picture of her. She got traps, lats, deltoids. She got muscles on top of muscles. She huge.
Imagine China with another about 50 pounds on her.
Yeah. And what's crazy is that's where my mind went immediately was, dang, where were these women at when we had China at her peak? She needed women like that to go against that could actually put on a show with her. But China had the boys in the back scared, so I don't know if that would have helped any. Jesse said, I wonder why they split up WrestleMania in the first place. The pandemic. Couldn't have all those people in there, so you had to figure out a way to get creative to keep the money flowing.
No, remember the pandemic? I mean, there was nobody there.
Yeah.
WrestleMania was, at the Performance Center.
Yeah.
They wanted to double up their money. That's what they did. That's what that was.
Think about how much money. I was talking about this with somebody yesterday. How much money they are making this weekend. Just tonight.
They're supposed to be averaging like 60,000 people a night.
Yeah, they're selling out Smackdown tonight. 2 hours later, everybody's going to migrate over to another venue that they sold out. Then they're going to show up at another venue, excuse me, for NXT tomorrow, then WrestleMania, then come back again for WrestleMania.
And let's not forget those club nights that they're having from Thursday through Sunday.
Yep. And
after everything is over.
And Pat McAfee show.
And the Pat McAfee show. And the Undertaker show.
Yep. God, all it is.
Wow.
Stock prices is going to soar. That's all it's about.
Perry said it best. Simply, it's simple, Jess. Money, and that's what it's all about. And you just laid it out right then and there. The amount of money that they make. Pam said, "Big surprise watch." Yes, Drew. Don, repeat what you said about the NFL and the WWE. Now that was Sumo. He said that the host city.
Every host city every city that has hosted WrestleMania since the pandemic, the team that hosts that NFL team has gone to the playoffs.
And Cam said the triple threat match had a serious twist coming. Paul Heyman is up to something. Yeah, we called that. That's gonna be he's gonna turn. But now the double cross is who he goes back to. Does he go back to Punk? Does he go back to Reigns? Or does Brock Lesnar show up?
Paul only hangs around until somebody's at the point to where he is not needed to be able to elevate that talent. Roman Reigns does not need Paul Heyman anymore. The stratosphere Roman Reigns is in, he doesn't need him. What do you need Paul Heyman for other than the fact that Roman Reigns is not contractually obligated to be at that show and they want to carry a storyline on? That's the only reason why you would need Paul. But Seth Rollins, that gives Paul a new lease on life, a new person to put over, and then you don't have to get, Seth every single week cutting to say, I'm a visionary, I'm a revolution. Like, goddamn, I know all this shit. But Paul Heyman, ladies and gentlemen, my client, Seth Rollins, and whatever he wants to deem himself as now, he can reinvent himself just because Paul Heyman has called him that. It's a whole new opportunity for Seth.
It's just like Don was saying about Trick Williams. Take away his music, take away his clothes, and what is Seth Rollins?
A good wrestler, and that's it.
A good
He's
hand.
AJ Styles. He's AJ Styles.
He's a good hand.
Yep.
This like you said, it reinvents Seth Rollins. It reinvents Roman Paul Heyman. Hell, you got Roman Reigns already talking about he's gonna get out of the business in two to 3 years.
Yep. He's got his exit strategy.
He doesn't need to go with CM Punk. He's already done that. So what's left? Brock Lesnar's already announced his retirement.
Yeah, and Perry said Brock ain't coming back until the lawsuit's over.
Yeah, that too.
Cam said Brock is coming. That's what I feel.
Brock is not coming.
Brock's daughter is coming.
Brock's daughter is coming, right? We can look for Brock's daughter to show up.
Heck yeah, y'all talking about Zilla. Wait till Brock's daughter gets
back is to support his daughter.
Heck yeah. Like she like the White Tyson. She gonna eat people. God dang, that girl looks like a monster. I'm telling you, she's just gonna show up and just destroy NXT. They're gonna have to. She's gonna take the belt and go to WWE on the main roster with it. She has to. She's that intimidating.
Perry said, this is a straight female Haas fight. He also said Brock ain't coming back till the lawsuit is over. The only wrestler that needs Heyman right now outside of Seth is Braun. Well, Braun cut a promo. I want to say it was last night or it was lately. He cut the Steiner mathematics promo.
Yeah, he did it again at the kickoff too.
Yeah, he killed it. But Braun, unfortunately, doesn't need Paul anymore because when Braun did that damn spear, shit, I thought he killed Carlito. I was pissed off. Like, he done murdered that motherfucker. I've never seen a man start running and the next thing you know, he went Super Saiyan. Like, what the fuck? Shit. Like, every NFL team should be calling Braun Breaker right now. I'm like, yo, I just need you for a play at the playoffs. Just get us over the hump, goddammit. We'll make sure you cleared. We'll put the jersey on and just run. Guaranteed touchdown. That was explosive.
Jesse said, how do we get scammed in the group chat? Don't worry about it. It's already been taken care of. They giving Seth Rollins away too much as Paul Heyman new guy. I don't think it's going to be him. That's what Cam said. Jesse said Paul Heyman is bringing in someone new. Watch. Heyman going to be betrayed by all three of them. He going to betray all three of them. Yeah, well, we going to see.
I like that too, yeah. Who could, let's put a pin in that. Who could Paul bring in? Because Zilla just won a championship in reality of wrestling, so that's kind of tied in there.
Well, we can't count on that because they did the same thing in New Japan with Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb just relinquished the IWGP Tag Team Championships, so they're vacant right now, and he's now signed with WWE. They granted his release in New Japan, so that doesn't mean anything to have a championship. He could drop their title as soon as they decide they want to pick him up.
Yeah, that's an option.
And then on another note, we're talking about releasing in New Japan, which is the reason for my shirt. I know it's not the right sub-faction, but they made the announcement. Oh, such a sad day Wednesday.
I saw it, Naito.
They Tetsuya Naito and New Japan are parting ways.
I didn't believe it.
Gubernables de Japón is about to go defunct.
Yep.
They've already gotten rid of the Chaos faction. Chaos merged into Hentai, and so now that faction's over. Has been melded into Hentai. Now, and for those that don't know, Chaos was the faction that was formerly led by Hiroshi, not Hiroshi Tanahashi, but what's the one? Shinsuke Nakamura. And then when Shinsuke Nakamura left, Kazuchika Okada took it over. That's the same faction that Will Ospreay was part of.
Mm-hmm.
And Rocky Romero and Trent Beretta and Tomohiro Ishii and all those guys. So they've melded into Hentai, which is part of GHB, which is the older faction, and third generation, and a lot of those guys. So the only factions left in New Japan right now, are Bullet Club and Hentai. And Bullet Club is having their issues as well. So we're gonna see what happens with that though. But Tetsuya Naito being out of New Japan, I don't know where he's gonna end up. I'm hoping he ends up in AEW and joins La Facción Ingobernable, for the reason for my shirt tonight. So because they need the help and they start to get another push. And he could end up in Noah. He really could end up in Noah, because I don't think he wants to come to America. So we're just gonna have to see.
But what do y'all think about if Paul Heyman started to advocate or champion or whatever he would call himself for Omos?
Omos? I don't know.
That's
wow. And he
I don't think I got to this one right now. That's Perry said. What if he only wrestler that needs Heyman right now outside of Seth is Braun? Him and Braun would be that would be pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, but Braun doesn't need the help though. Braun is doing pretty well on his own. He's cutting his good. He cutting good promos. He's having great matches. He's being pushed, but he doesn't need Heyman.
His programs just have been a little light, because everybody else is tied up into something. But I'm telling you, that spear that broke him through the ceiling, that's all people want to see. He just got to, build it up from there to make it more of an attraction. But, give that man a running start again and see what happens.
All right. Perry said, don't think he wants to come to the U.S. full time. And
right.
Thank you, Perry. I didn't want to make sure I got to it, but said don't think he wants to come to the U.S. full time.
Yeah, because he would have come to if he gets into AEW, he would have to come in. He would have to be here full time. But it would be a natural fit for him, especially with Will Ospreay, all the Japanese wrestlers, Will Ospreay, Lance Archer, Kazuchika Okada, Tomohiro Ishii coming in and out as much as he has been. Kevin Knight. I mean, it's so many wrestlers affiliated with New Japan. It'd be a good fit, but he just doesn't want to be here full time.
Or maybe he don't want to be there full time under Tony Khan. Because is anybody technically flourishing other than Will Ospreay?
Kenny Omega.
Well, you gotta take Kenny Omega out of it because he's AEW. I mean, they put it together, so he would be out of it just out of proxy. Same thing with the Young Bucks, they put it together. But anybody that they brought in from jump, there's been nobody of note. Everybody that they tried to force down and Excalibur tried to explain their entire backstory in 30 seconds. Yeah, other than Will Ospreay, nobody's really taken off.
Yeah, Perry, I get what you're saying about Punk, but Punk was about to get fired at that time he was with Heyman. So I mean, I don't I don't know. I don't know if that's a good comparison.
Well, let's run through these. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches left. 4 of them are title matches. So let's run through these. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. We already know what that's going to be. Sumo, take that away.
Do they give this one to AJ? I don't think so. I'm about to go with Logan Paul on this one.
People's choice.
I agree. This one's got to go to Paul. He lost the last one.
I agree wholeheartedly because it's just what happens. Women's Tag Team Championship: Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyrie. They got a habit of throwing tag teams together. People's choice.
Liv and Raquel.
Sumo.
I'm going to go Bayley and Lyra Valkyria.
Really?
Yep.
I don't know why. I think they're going to give it to him. I don't know why. I just got a feeling that they're going to give it to him.
As much as I like Bayley, it's like I don't want to see her just become champion that way as a consolation prize.
Perry said, "Get your tribal shots in." I get it. Jesse said AJ Styles. Cam said, "Love Bayley and her partner for this." It seemed like that's the consensus. Except for People's Choice, Don Rodriguez. I'm going there. Jesse said, "Liv Morgan." Next up,
who are you going with?
I'm going with Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Next up, the Intercontinental Championship: Braun Breaker, who's the champion, versus Finn Balor versus Penta versus Dominic Mysterio. People's choice.
Braun walks out with the championship. It's a multi-person match. It's not even about Braun, and that's the funny thing. It's about the Judgment Day. It's not even about Penta. It's about the Judgment Day. That's the crux of that match. So I'm going Braun.
Sumo.
I'm going Finn.
Ooh. I'm going Braun Breaker because you don't take the championship off your white hot star. Just saying. Triple threat women's world championship: Io Sky, Mommy Rhea Ripley, the EST Bianca Belair. Nubian Sumo, what you got?
I'm going Bianca with help from Naomi.
People's choice?
I'm going Io because of Naomi appearing in the match.
I'm going Rhea Ripley because I'm going Rhea Ripley because Bianca and Perry said it. Perry said it. Bianca heel turn. Yep. She gonna lose this match because of Naomi, and she gonna snap. You're gonna get what you asking for.
Yep.
Perry also said Braun in the previous match. Jesse said Braun. Cam said they're gonna give this to Dom, set him up, set him and Penta up for Backlash. I like it. Xavier said, give me Braun Breaker. Bianca heel turn. Jesse said Rhea Ripley. Xavier said Rhea. Cam said Bianca. She will take this. Much as I love me some Bianca, not this time. She can't. It's too much going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, last but not least, we already know who People's Choice Don Rodriguez is taking. So we not even we don't need we all we got to do is write it down. We know. Undisputed WWE Championship: Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes.
Sumo, take it away.
I'm going Cody.
Ooh. People's Choice we already know, but just go ahead and tell us anyway.
Cody Rhodes.
What?
I'm fucking lying. Y'all know I'm gonna mark out.
You know he lying.
Oh shit! Because I was a little shocked. All right.
I'm just gonna keep the candle open. You won't see it, but I'm keeping the candle. Keeping the candle open.
Cam said Bianca wins, as does Naomi. Set up a match at Backlash. Perry said, I can't believe I'm saying this. ... Cena, fans go home mad. Yeah, I don't see Cena going out looking up at the lights. If this is his last match, I don't see him going out. He said he's gonna take the belt and go home with it. So
think about hold on before you move on from that. Think about the symbolism in that. CM Punk's first WrestleMania. Who else said that they were going to take it and go home? CM Punk. So now John Cena would actually accomplish what Punk couldn't. And, CM Punk gets his WrestleMania moment. It's the epitome of WWE poetic justice.
I'll give it to you. But this right here, Jesse said Cody Rhodes too. Well, Xavier said Cody Rhodes because he loves that song.
Cody Rhodes.
He feels it in his soul. Cody Rhodes love Paw Patrol.
Hey, so y'all getting that Brandy Rhodes action figure?
They got a Brandy Rhodes action figure?
Yeah, they just unveiled it this weekend. They had Cody at the Experience Crime because they got Pharaoh and Brandy both have an action figure coming out.
Did not know that.
Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes.
Looking at this pay-per-view WrestleMania 41, we got in conflict the number of matches we have. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 10 matches in conflict.
That's the biggest we've ever had.
The 13 is it 13 or 14?
What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 matches. So we got 4 from night 1. Well, 4 altogether from night 1. The New Day versus War Raiders. We all picked New Day. Also, we all picked Jacob Fatu. No, I'm sorry. We all picked Jey Uso to beat Gunther. So that's 2 matches. On night 2, we all picked Logan Paul across the board. That's 3. Where's the 4th match? Hold on. I may be wrong. And night 1, we all picked El Grande Americano across the board. That's your 4th match. So, what's going on, John? checking in. Ain't nothing much. We just here talking a little wrestling. Cam says Cena wins. We got Cena till December, so it makes sense to give him the belt. Cam said Cody might win and double cross Cena, sell that soul. Jesse said I thought this was Cena's last match. I thought it was too. But Perry said we got him till December. So we shall see.
Yeah, because Cena's good until the end of the year. Yeah, because he's not gonna. This will be his last WrestleMania. He's not gonna be in next year's WrestleMania, but he's good until December. And
Cody Rhodes.
according to the schedule that was released, he's gonna do the Raw after WrestleMania, and then he's gonna go straight to Smackdown. He's not going to be back on Raw at all between now and Clash in Paris. He's going to do Backlash. He's going to do Saturday Night's Main Event. And then he's going to do only SmackDown until Clash in Paris. And that's August. That's the end of August. So they haven't released anything after from September on.
Well, it's only right to give him the title, so.
I still say he gets the title from somewhere else. He gets 17 from somewhere else.
It'd be nice, but I think he needs to get it.
I'm still holding. I mean, even though Joe Hendry has this rotator cuff injury, I'm still holding out hope that it ends up being Cena Hendry for the TNA title, and Cena wins that for 17.
I don't see him getting 17. I'm being honest. It seems like I think I've said this plenty of times on these very airwaves. Excuse me. 17, if it was attainable, was supposed to be Triple H's. But 17 being so historic, and that's just 17 recorded. What is Ric Flair, 28?
25.
25. Haven't seen a break it after. Flair didn't take hiatuses. Flair was on the road every night. Cena took hiatuses to make movies and all those things, and I don't know. It just kind of seems. I mean, and I'm just spitballing here, and I'm just throwing my opinion out there. It seems tainted. So I'm just saying.
I'd rather see Randy anyway get 17.
Perry said nope when we were talking about Cena being Cena's last match. Cam says if Cena wins, he'll lose at SummerSlam. Jesse said I agree. Cam, Cena would lose to Seth. Cam said is Goldberg the Rock's third man. Perry said I hope not. He's getting 17. WWE wants one of their own to have the record. Perry said, "KG, your lawn is showing." Yeah, it's things that we hold in the business sacred. We don't really have kayfabe anymore. It's there, but it's not there, and that's one of the things that I think we held sacred with 17 world championships. And it's no knock against Cena, because Cena went on to become, honestly, he is one of the top 5 greatest WWE products, meaning he was built in the system of WWE, and he blossomed there and never went anywhere else. The Rock is another one. But I get it, you know, one of your own, but that's sacred. But I digress. Anything else before we get out of here, fellas?
Cody,
No.
Cody Rhodes.
Well, I mean, shout out to I Say Wrestling. I'll say that. You know, I Say Wrestling has announced that they're going to have, which is they've announced that they're going to have a women's championship tournament coming up, and the queen of the Saturday Night Wrestlemaniacs, Faye Jackson, is going to be part of that tournament for their new champion.
Ooh. Don't call it a comeback.
Who was that you said?
Faye Jackson.
Say her
And whenever
name,
you say that, you know what rings in my head when you say that?
she appears.
Just call my name and I come running. Okay. Little Allison Williams for you. Perry says Cena was generational. He kept that machine going. Yeah, he did, because you got your faces of the golden era, the faces of the new era, the faces of the attitude era. He was the face of ruthless aggression. So, just a thought. Perry said yes. And he said Charity King wrestles for ASE.
That's the one that we're talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I Say Wrestling, yeah.
And Jesse said Cody
pretty
Rhodes.
It's pretty much an all black fed. So yeah, it's they're nice. I've been able to catch some matches from them. Not really any full cards, but from what I've seen, they've been doing pretty well. You know, they have their own championship, and if I'm not mistaken, they do recognize the Pan African World Diaspora World Championship. So, but their championships are their top titles. So if y'all see them on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, you can look them up. They got a nice fed going. We want to try to support them if we can.
Gotcha. We'll get that. We need to get that posted on our page. Get them some support.
Jesse, he's a wild boy. And Faye Jackson is that chick. Yeah, most definitely she is. Man,
Charity King. Charity King is half of that King B's tag team, right? If I'm not mistaken. Former NWA Women's Tag Team Champions.
while we waiting, he said check out their YouTube channel. They had Kev. Yeah. Kev on stage did say that. Yeah, he said he was making his wrestling debut yesterday. King Bees.
Yeah, the King Bees. Yeah, that's a tag team. And Charity King is half of that tag team. They're pretty nice. That's a nice tag team on the women's side.
I'll say this before we get out of here. It felt natural to be back in one of the seats. It felt pretty good. I'll say that. So thank you, Sumo. Thank you, People's Choice, Don Rodriguez. Thank you for everybody listening for the warm welcome back. It's not a full return. It's just a dip to toe. See how I can go and how I can feel about it for the rest of the way. But even though you may not see me in the front of the camera, I'm behind the camera working, setting up. I'm like a roadie, man. I'm behind the scenes setting up the studios before the shows and things like that. So
I would say you're on Kevin. I would say you're on Kevin Dunn, but you way better than that.
I appreciate that.
So make sure y'all check out KG on the new season of Pawn Stars. He'll be out there making sure that, he's hanging out in Detroit, finding all the good memorabilia to try to pawn over there at Les Goldman spot. So he'll be on Pawn Stars. And then when was it, August, you're going to be transitioning over to buying those empty units, you and Dave Hester?
I would love to do that, to be honest.
Well, tune in August. He'll be out there doing that too. KG Worldwide.
Yeah, he's gonna be taking over for Uncle Clifford on P Valley too.
Oh snap!
Here we go. Perry said trained by Jazz. We talking to King B's been trained by Jazz?
Yeah.
To
matter of
be
fact,
honest,
it was actually Jazz. It was actually Jazz that announced the tournament because she's like their version of Gail Kim used to be in TNA.
Who is it that she hasn't trained?
Natty. That's pretty much it.
Well, Jazz is like the auntie.
Like the Norman Smiley.
Jazz is like Faye Jackson. She's like the auntie in the independent scene. So everybody looks to Jazz. Everybody, as far as black female wrestlers, they look to Jazz. That's Jazz is their person. Jazz is their person. Is their auntie.
On Nightcap with Ocho and Shannon Sharp, Bianca said that's one of her dream opponents is Jazz.
Yeah.
I've heard that about Faye Jackson. Like if it was a dispute to be settled backstage, they went to Faye Jackson about it. If it was a beef with somebody, two wrestlers had beef, Faye Jackson settled it. I've heard that about Jazz too. It's like you go to them when you got problems. Your character development not working, you go to them, talk to them. Because I remember when Faye Jackson was talking about she was going to leave the business and try to do something else, and people was like, "Yeah, you can't. You got too much knowledge."
I'm gonna tell you about Faye Jackson's influence. Okay, and Perry can back me up on this. When Faye Jackson had her battle royal, she put together a battle royal, a gray sweatpants battle royal. I think it was like 20 or 25 guys that were in that battle royal. A lot of the guys that were in that battle royal are doing very well in the business right now. If you go back and watch that was part of the For the Culture show for GCW Collective. I want to say that was before the pandemic. So I want to say it was like 18 or 19. But you had Casey Navarro, who's in TNA right now, is doing very well. He teamed up with AJ Francis with First Class. Daniel Garcia was part of that battle royal. Chris Bay was part of that battle royal. Who else? It's a few guys that were in that battle royal that come out of that battle royal and have done very well in the business right now, doing very well in the business right now. And they weren't really known at that time, other than being in the independents. So she's been very influential with a lot of wrestlers coming out of the independent scene.
Can't deny the influence.
Nope.
Some Friday night basketball real quick. Jesse said Memphis 96, Dallas 81 in the fourth. He said my home to D, Detroit, baby. Gray sweatpants battle royals, what Perry said.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm talking about.
We got the dancing Daniel Garcia.
Yoga is a big part of who I am. I love how it makes me feel. Because not long ago, I felt I had to.
That battle royal is on YouTube, so
left me so short of breath.
Yeah, Too Cold Scorpio was in there too. He sure was.
So let me ask this while I got the people here. I got you two gentlemen here. Are we coming back post WrestleMania night 1 tomorrow night?
Side effects, including
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we'll be on tomorrow.
Okay.
Now, are we gonna do both? Are we gonna do NXT and WrestleMania?
Guaranteed WrestleMania, up in the air NXT.
Because I'll be watching NXT. I got to see that main event. I got to see Javon Evans versus Trick Williams, and I'm hoping we don't see the bot tomorrow. But
you know you will.
I'm sure we'll. I'm sure it'll be extra boppy tomorrow.
Extra boppy. Okay, extra boppy.
He gonna put a little stank on the bop tomorrow.
Well, you'll see these fine faces and voices and everything after WrestleMania night 1 tomorrow night. Of course, night 1's always off the chain. So until then, Jesse say what time? Whenever WrestleMania go off, whenever it starts at 7, it should go off at 11. So by 11:05, 11:10, we should be
Actually,
around.
WrestleMania's gonna start at 6, I believe.
6? I thought it was 7.
No, it's 7.
Pre-show starts at 4, and it's supposed to be 2 hours. So I believe it's 6 o'clock for the pre-show for the main show. But the main show is supposed to be 5 hours.
Well, the advertising 7. We'll see. Whenever it is, we'll
hours,
be on afterwards.
2 hours for the pre-show, 5 hours for the main card, and 2 hours for the post-show.
Yep, 9 hours total.
9 hours total.
Well, we'll be part of the post show. So after that, we in here. Perry said Effie's Big Gay Brunch is tomorrow as well. WrestleMania weekend, that's when everything is.
Yep,
and that's a
everybody
beautiful
come
thing.
out. Everybody get their bag.
And the clusterfuck battle royale after WrestleMania. I'm gonna tell you something my godmother used to say. With all these events, it get you swimming in the head, man.
I mean, it's GCW. GCW is the one that's doing that. I mean,
yeah, and
they have shows. They have shows that start like at midnight. They have so many shows going on during that collective.
But if you think about it, GCW still WrestleMania weekend. They the last couple of years they've been stealing WrestleMania weekend. Because of the events that they're putting on, they've been stealing it. And that's a good thing. It really is.
I mean, look at what all GCW does, though. I mean, they got a progress show. They had a progress show. They had, I believe, they had a Defy show. They had they had 2 Japan shows that were affiliated with some of the shows. Effie's Big Gay Brunch, and then Joey Janela's show, the For the Culture show, which is the all black card, and then the Blood Sport. They have like what 11, 12 shows from Thursday to Saturday.
Man, see, if we're gonna be in the host city for WrestleMania, I think that's where I would like to be. I would like to be at the GC because they're in Vegas doing this, right?
Yeah,
All
GCW.
of their shows are based out of the Palms.
See,
All their shows are based out of the Palms Hotel.
if we were gonna be in Vegas, that's what I'd be. That's where we would be. We'd be at all the GCW shows. I mean, it's the hot ticket. It's a little bit better. I mean, let me not go in too deep. But yeah.
But between that and WrestleCon, you set. You don't even need WrestleMania, really. I mean, unless you just want to go to WrestleMania. You could do all kinds of stuff without going to paying that high ticket for WrestleMania and still be involved in WrestleMania. I mean, if you just hang around the Fontainebleau, which is where all the after parties are going to be at the Fontainebleau. The Kill Tony show is at the Fontainebleau. Undertaker show. Hall of Fame is going to be at Fontainebleau. So I mean, I don't know where WWE World is.
Is that the convention center?
So that's at the convention center. Okay.
Convention center is about a mile away from Allegiant, and Le Fontainebleau is maybe about half a mile away down the strip. But it's all walkable, so I mean, you can pretty much get anywhere.
Right.
Yeah, his Allegiant's right behind the Mandalay Bay.
Well, he started showing symptoms. Fever, of course, bleeding, confusion.
Yeah, I mean, you could do strictly GCW and be happy.
By organ failure or blood loss.
So they got shows back to back to back to back to back.
And Perry said 9 shows. Curated by Westside Gun this year. I can't wait. That's my plan for New Orleans. And WrestleCon show was a part of the collective this year. Fuego del Sol just lost his mask.
Wow, that's big. That's big right there.
Oh no!
Wow, that's interesting. You know,
that's huge.
For those that don't remember Fuego del Sol from AEW,
yep,
he was Sammy Guevara's guy.
He never got his true opportunity.
Wow, I'm surprised. He wanted to lose his mask, man. That's crazy.
How long is this going to take? I hope my guys beat on record. I say about.
It better be a good upside.
Yeah. Sam chiming in, just learned about another Fatu, Zilla Fatu, son of Umanga, but y'all probably already knew that.
Damn,
yeah, we talked about
you are earlier. So far behind on that. Wow, you are like you were underground under the rock. That one. You were digging like a tick on that one.
And he's taking off his boots. That means that's it.
Wow.
That's retirement.
I gotta look into that. Wow.
Oh wow. 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 Okay. Well, let's get on about this thing. We close to the 2-hour mark. It's 11:41. I need to get some sleep. You guys need to get some sleep. We got a full day of wrestling ahead tomorrow. So please join the Sideline Junkies Saturday night Wrestlemaniacs after night 1 of WrestleMania. And we will discuss night 1, see who's in the lead, and go from there. But until tomorrow night, for the Nubian Sumo, the People's Choice Don Rodriguez, I am the third man. can't call myself the big guy KG right now because I'm not back yet, so I'm just the third man. We did overtime, but we'll see y'all down the road. Be good, and God bless.
Yeet.
Yeah. No. I'm sorry. See that shows that I ain't did this in a while. Don, don't you got something to say?
I said yeet.
Oh, don't you got something else to say?
Yeet your bonds.
I'll take that. Good night.